I better press it.
Okay.
That's it. It's it. Morning. There's it's not. There's no way I'm doing. If I forget to record this one, there's no way I'm doing June Brown again.
Once is enough.
Well, one dot cotton in my life is more than enough. Yeah. I don't know. I get these portraits are funny. I get more apprehensive about them than I do landscapes, I think.
Yeah.
Every time I think when we did Frankie a couple of weeks ago, I thought, hey, I've worked out a routine. 2 weeks later, it's totally gone out my head. I ain't got a clue what it was.
I'm sure
That's the reason I put practice on my little note earlier. Remind myself I ought to do some. But it's been a funny old week. I hadn't go pick a brush up since last Tuesday afternoon.
No, it's been a full-on week, really.
Been unusual for me, and I didn't get.
What's going on?
Well, you know, St. Paul's on Friday.
Yeah, you're busy.
And we had the what do you call it? The concert and one thing and another.
And the pageant.
And well, yeah, we had the pageant on. That was Sunday, wasn't it? Oh, it's been a hectic 4 days, I tell you.
Yeah.
It's been a blur. You didn't get the tattoo Union Jack on your thingy then, Chris? No, I thought you was going to get a Jubilee tattoo. You didn't get a Jubilee? Yeah.
No. What a silly idea.
Oh, mad, wasn't it? I bet a lot of people did.
I expect so. Yeah.
I thought the Queen's Paddington Bear thing was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wonderful.
It was good.
Yeah. Well conceived that was.
Morning, Pauline.
Morning, Pauline.
Morning, everyone.
Hello.
The annoying thing is that these bloody Tories are going around trying to what's the word? It's not nationalise, but de-institute the BBC. And if it wasn't for the BBC, we wouldn't have got any of that at the weekend. Can you imagine Sky doing all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, all the adverts in between, it would have been rubbish.
Yeah.
But it's not on, is it?
No.
You have to have a national broadcast, a British Broadcast Corporation. You have to have it.
You do.
If it's only for political events and those sort of things and all the rest of it. So people that are bleating on, say, yeah, make it pay prescription, it's madness. It's just not gonna work.
No, you do need a national setup.
It's just common sense. Otherwise your democracy goes out the window because you've got nowhere common for everyone to look. No focal point. Otherwise you get like the other things that are all taken over by Americans. Taiwan, you know, you're Russian even at one point. You know, Australia owns Sky, doesn't it?
And a clue.
Morning. Hi.
Morning, Joyce.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
And yesterday, of course, the fractious, it was, I was worried all day with the vote at 6 o'clock on one thing and another. It was difficult to focus. But
right. Morning.
Hey.
Morning. Oh,
I'm not here.
I'm not there. What's
You
happening?
will. Hang on.
Hang on.
Ask to start video. That usually does you.
Here we
Right.
go.
Did you all have a nice holiday?
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Good.
Good.
Did I? I haven't been anywhere. Well, what, the bank holiday, you mean? I meant you
Yeah.
going away. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no, we
yes.
did.
Mm.
Thank
It
you
was
very
great
much.
fun.
Very nice. Very
Especially the dog show, Anne.
good. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I was
That's
just
good.
telling Dave that Ralphie won the show, but he didn't hear me, I don't think. So you better tell him, Chris.
Sorry?
Tell him that Ralphie won the rosettes.
Oh, yeah. Well, Leah won first in the senior dog. And he won third in the waggiest tail. And Ralphie won second in the rescue.
Oh, lovely.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. And Dyson won too, didn't he?
Yeah, but yeah, we only got second and third.
Oh, well, there.
He let us down, but he has had an operation.
He did have a
so-
cone on his head. Fair dues to him.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you were going for the sympathy vote there. That was your choice.
Were.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Oh, it was fun. It poured with rain. We all got wet. But
Yeah.
apart
Oh,
from
wow.
Yeah, I know it's a bit disappointing the weather, wasn't it?
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Most of the time we were fine, but just that once. The street parties both went off without any rain at all.
Oh,
Yes.
that's good.
Yeah.
So we were,
Yeah. We had a
no, it
lovely
was
time.
great. We
Mm.
had a good time, thank you.
Mm.
Good.
The it was thunder and lightning in here for a little while.
Oh God, did it ever over here?
Oh,
We didn't
gosh,
have-
we
we
had,
didn't have any-
yeah.
Never known anything
not
like
my,
it.
um,
It
It's
shook
incredible.
the house.
It's not my free sat box out. My telly
it?
keeps going.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt the whole house shake
Yeah, I know.
because it was right
Scary.
above us, wasn't it? Oh,
Yeah, it was.
It avoided Christchurch completely.
We didn't get it too bad in Wareham, really. It was
didn't want
oh.
Well,
Lucky, yeah.
I could look at the,
bad enough, but it wasn't nothing like it appears you've had it here.
I
Yeah.
just saw the light. I just saw the lightning flashes in the
Mm.
distance, but I
But
didn't see it.
yeah, it lasted
Yeah.
a long time because you thought it was going
Mm.
away. Then
That's
it
right.
came
And then
back
it came
again.
back again. Yeah, I
And I
know.
was just getting ready for bed, and that great big. I thought, oh God, I ducked. I thought it made me jump. It was so loud, and the whole house vibrate.
I know. I know. It was awful. It
Amazing.
lasted
Yeah.
about half an hour, didn't it? With the big clap.
Yeah, it was
and
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But think yourself lucky you didn't have a dog on your head like I did.
Oh,
I was in
crikey.
bed.
Oh yeah.
I was so frightened. He just sat on my head.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
I couldn't get him off.
Mm.
oh, yeah.
Ralphie was all right because he's deaf. He couldn't hear it.
Oh.
I was surprised you didn't feel it though, because it did sort of feel as if the house was shaking.
Yeah.
It really wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad where we were, was it?
We were just on the edge of it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We all got
I've
home
been in-
just in time. And then
Yes.
it started. None of us got
Yes.
wet, did we? We all just
No,
got
we
in the
just got
caravan
back
and
from
started.
the barn.
Oh,
When we
good.
Just got in and it started.
We were
But
very
hey.
lucky.
But it was a very, very good weekend or week. It was really good.
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 We had what day is it? Tuesday, Monday, Sunday night. It rained heavy here. What I could see of it.
That
Well,
was the
Yeah.
night of the storm, wasn't it?
Was
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Right.
Saturday.
No, not Monday. Sunday.
Sunday night, yeah.
Sunday
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
It was torrential rain here.
Mm.
It filled up my water
Water butt. Yeah.
dustbin. Yeah, that's it
Yeah, I
filled that
bet.
up in 10 minutes.
Mm.
That was good. I was
Yeah.
chuffed about that. Then I
We
went
didn't
out.
get that much rain, did we, Anne? Because the awnings and that were
we did
quite
very
dry.
well,
in the
really.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
We were
didn't
very
have that
lucky.
much rain.
Yeah.
Well, I've been out slugging and snailing every night with a torch for about
Oh God.
the last couple of weeks. And
Oh God.
I don't kill them. I give them a break, you know.
That's probably why they keep coming back.
No, I got a water,
Oh.
a plastic bottle container. I don't know, half inch, 2 inches of well, an inch of water in the bottom. Then I go out and collect them, put it in there, swish it around. They can't get out. Then I throw them in the garden waste bin, don't I?
Oh God. Yeah, they can crawl out, can't
No,
they?
they can't.
They
No,
can't, right.
because it's got a lip. It's got a lip on it. The little baby slugs. They sometimes they'll squeeze over. They'll bend themselves over the lip or exude themselves over the lip to the outside bit, but it's still got the lip.
Yeah.
Can't get out. But I'll tell you what, there's so many in there now. I'm scared to open it.
Yeah, wait for the dustman to come.
You still get some clingers on, some hangers on the next day. Like,
Oh
My
God.
I
lupins
figure
didn't survive,
well,
Anne.
I
Sorry,
don't-
Anne. My lupins didn't survive.
Sorry?
My lupins didn't
No.
survive.
Oh dear.
No, the snails
dear.
got at them and the slugs or whatever.
Too
I
late.
put all,
Too
I
late.
put all prickly stuff all around them and everything, but I came home to just dead stalks.
Oh no.
Brown, no sign of life whatsoever. I wouldn't mind, but I only just bought the blooming things.
Next time you have to put them up on stilts so that slugs can't get up there.
don't you?
Oh, don't.
You'll be laughing.
They used to get up on our balcony, first
Oh,
floor
did
in
they?
the flat. Yeah.
That's not work.
Yeah.
I
What I
don't.
do, I've got for the larger plants, I've got old plastic containers, whether it's biscuit bin. The good ones are things that like birdseed came in and things like that. They're quite round. I just cut the bottoms off of those and push them down. And let the plants grow up. That works quite well. That's my best one. Or even drinks bottles, I just cut them off so I've got a sleeve and put that on. That confuses the slugs a bit, but it is a horrendous battle.
Yeah, they look lovely and healthy when I planted them last week. I came home. They've just been eaten.
But the slugs are happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had a good supper.
Oh,
Never
I hate
mind.
that. Yeah.
Send them over to me, I'll have them.
We've got hedgehogs, so we don't get too much trouble.
Oh.
No, they eat them.
Yeah,
Oh, do
that's
they?
nice.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Hedgehogs and frogs. We've lost the frogs, but yeah, hedgehogs and frogs will eat them.
Oh.
All the dogs not doing.
Well, yeah, I was thinking that, but I was out there one night and I was stood and I looked down and there is by the greenhouse a big frog. Assuming it's a frog, and right next to it, crawling along, is a flipping great big slug. And I thought, oi! I was shining a torch on it, and it froze, and the slug was there going, oh! And I was like, oi! Come on, there's your lunch. What are you playing at?
Oh dear.
You get those surreal moments, don't you?
Mm.
I think he was probably saving it for later.
Mm.
Surprised to see me, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
This is yours, isn't it, Carol? Yeah.
Yeah, the weeping willow didn't go very well. My fan brush let me down.
I thought, isn't it amazing? I looked at it and thought, cool, that willow's nice. I like that.
Well, the practice one was better. I did paint some lines on it as well, because it sort of came out one big blobby colour. I had to wipe it all off and do it again.
Well, that's
yeah.
Brilliant.
Nice, eh?
It's all part of the
learning curve.
well, the trouble is, like I just said earlier, you forget about that. How did I do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's nice in a way because every time you paint something, it's like you're starting from fresh.
Oh yeah, there's always a challenge, isn't there?
Yeah, everything's sort of everything starts again. Oh, that was my one.
Oh, that's nice. Lovely.
That's our Joyce brought one in.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, Carla. That's my great big blob because I ended up with a blob.
Oh, excuse me, I just got to go again.
I still
Days now,
struggle.
if I neutralize the colors or balance them so that they're all equal, it gonna have changed
Oh,
it, doesn't it?
it certainly does. Oh, gosh.
You can see all the creases as well in that.
Yeah, I have to put my hand up. I used the wrong paper.
Yeah, it looks a bit thin.
I somehow managed to pick up a sheet of acrylic paper.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a wee bit too interesting, actually.
The thing is, that if you get like finished ones and they cockle like that, it's not a real issue because, well, if you wanted to display it, you can get a sheet of mountain board and just roll it on there and that'll stick it flat.
Yeah, I've also tried with, not obviously with acrylic paper, but with some other paper, turning it over,
Yeah.
damp, spraying it lightly, put in a tea towel on top, and then lightly ironing it.
That's Dave's trick. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I knew I found it somewhere,
Yeah.
but it does actually work. Yeah.
Does, yeah. Yeah. I think I
But,
did. I think I screwed it up once by putting newspaper underneath it, and
oh
then
no.
the heat of the newspaper, you get quite an interesting
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah, you get a sort of a letter B or something, and
Yeah.
a faded OR halfway across the picture, which is great fun. You did the Abbey justice there.
Oh, thank you.
Like that one.
Yeah, I think it's only after when you finish, isn't it? You think, I know what I keep telling myself every time, paint the base of the building using flesh, a flesh tone.
Oh.
It's all it needs. You get that stone effect, and I'm thinking, did I do it? No. Did I? I've got talking out the front here. Oh, it's the guy next door, the old boy next door. He's gone deaf. Mike. He keeps saying to me, "You have to, I can't hear him." Of course, because he's deaf, he speaks. You have to come closer, and I thought, I ain't coming, but no. That was good. Yeah, there were some nice ones there. I like those. And this week is the infamous June Brown. It's only when you suddenly start sketching these things, you realize or you notice. I was sketching it. Let's see. I have to go on it. I was sketching it the other yesterday. I sat with this image, or the other one of them anyway, on the board on my lap with a pencil. Still got it here, a little pencil, trying to put in some shady bits and what have you. And as I was doing it, you suddenly think, she must have been quite a pretty lady at one. You know, you can see the youthfulness bits come out. I know that it's nice painting the elderly ones because got so much character. And then I've been reading. Where is it? It's quite a famous book. I bought it ages ago. Painting heads. Portrait heads and drawing the head and hands by Andrew Loomis. It's quite a famous book, and I've demonstrated it to you guys about drawing. It's all about drawing a circle with this sort of stuff. Perhaps I'll do a video and go over it a bit more detail, and you suddenly, and it points out in there, you know, your eyeballs and the forms. Like the eye is only the little bit in the middle, the big ball, and then you see as you get older they recede, don't you? You can see the ball effect. You think, crikey, yeah, there's two circles there, and all that sort of thing. So You know, it's amazing what you see when you start sketching these things. It changes your outlook completely. I think that was the full picture, but I'm a bit I'm not doing all that. More interested in focus on the face. You know, I don't know, I can, every time I see her, I can see her saying, I can hear, what's his name? Her husband going, oh, Frank Butcher, wasn't it? Frank Butcher. No, that's
No, she wasn't married to Frank.
She was married to Charlie.
Yeah, that, and he was never there, was he?
No.
He saw the light.
Never used English, so I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I say I'm not. I'm going to stick to the routine of working out the midtones and or how we visualize them, and just put. Are they real eyebrows? Yeah, I think so. It's very long, isn't it? Look at that. And there. Huge, great. It's like it's been great. Well, it's nearly as big as my moustache. Caterpillar. Right. Any problems? Anybody want to know? Anyone want to tell me how to do it?
No.
Absolutely not.
I think I sent a grid.
I'll be putting the cigarette in, are we? I suppose so.
I've sketched mine. Yeah, I have sketched it in. Oh, my camera's working. Woohoo! Yeah. You can see I was.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Well, I put in some of the little what's the
It's
word?
a bit low, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
You've got a space at the top.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's all right then.
I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
I'm just
I just thought
admiring.
I'd mention it.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. You're my referee. I love you. No, I need that. I need it because I'm not looking at the screen.
No.
I suppose that if I was using my using the iPad or something, then it would be all right because I could have the iPad in front of me on the thing. But I haven't got one. Well, I have got one, but I don't use it. Sorry. There's a little white fib. I have got one, but it's only an iPad mini. You can see enough of the face. Hang on. I've got a blooming great water bottle here. Can go back a bit. My boards, I'll keep it zoomed in a bit for starters. These boards I'm using are white fiber. Ugh, look at that. I haven't even started yet.
Oh dear.
Where did I get
An accident.
burnt umber? Brand spanking new burnt umber.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm not wasting that. I'll try and think I am.
So where'd you get those boards from then, Dave, that you're using?
Sign writers. If you've got a sign writer around you, it's you can get it off them. It's white. It's if you just pop in and say, have you got? They have loads of offcuts to look at. It's about. Ooh, hang on. You see, it's about 10 mil. Not even that, I don't think. But it's fiber. It's really light. Quite handy, really.
Yeah.
It's handy stuff to have around. I used it yesterday to fix the fence that the bloke drove off and decimated. I but it's only a plastic fence. I didn't put it
Right.
up. It's been up there for years. It's only a little low 2-bar thing,
Right.
just to denote where, because the original ethos thingy of where I live, it's semi-detached, but the front was supposed to be open plan, so it's just like one big front garden thing. But obviously the people that there before didn't get on or had an agreement and changed it over. You know, just put a little fence there, and it's always been there. But he went off to Portugal. Of course, he's got his car with the trailer. So the car's at the front and the trailer's hanging on back. And as he's gone out, he's turned too quick and the trailer's gone like that and took the fence with it. And he's just driven on. He probably didn't even know, he wouldn't have known.
No.
So, but this stuff I was using to make the slot to fix the fence sort of thing. Welded it on with glue. Right, where am I going to start here then? Have a look at my palette, and I've got this rubbish paint from last week, which we're going to stick with, aren't we? Oh, look at that. There's a memento. 3 COVID testers, all negative when I had that lurgy from the christening. Does anyone else do this? I know it's like doing it, but if you can pull them apart.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, can't say I have.
Hang on.
Why do you do that?
what? Yeah. What do you do with it then?
Ah, hang on.
Put it in the bin.
No, if you pull it apart, a bit like that, so you get 2 halves,
Yeah.
then you can move it and pop it back in. And that only works one way actually. And it clips back together. Ta-da, and you've got plant labels. Dunk,
Oh.
just right on there and stick it in the pot.
Oh right.
Good idea.
Yeah. You could make some money saying that, Dave.
I've been doing it for a while, and I've got I haven't done that many tests, but saves a bit of the you can even put a bit of tape around it if you like. There you go, like that. And then you've got a little plant label.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Right there on my desk. I've forgotten to take them down. And the little bit of litmus paper comes off if you don't fuss about that. If it was positive, I'd probably post it to someone. Someone I don't like.
Oh, God.
You'd probably get arrested for that.
Mm.
I'm just going to mix up a bit of blue with this. Is that cobalt turquoise that I like? I've got this blooming brush again here. It's a bit mad. Carol, you've got one of these, haven't you?
Which one? What is it?
Yeah.
This squirrel mop brush.
Yeah. I've got one as well.
Oh, I didn't get the small one. I've got a bigger one.
Did you? Oh,
When we were talking about them before.
this is a number 0.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
must
that's the
get
one I
mine.
got.
Yeah, I must get it.
Yeah, well, that's got a really lovely point on it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Well, I'll just try. Well, I'm lucky. It's not. I suppose in a way, it sort of feels like it's a bit of a cheat. But I've pencil when I do my pencil sketch. I sketched in while I'm sat there quite a lot of the shade, the mid-tones, the shady, the dark shadows, really, isn't it?
Mm.
That I know Well, I thought, well, I'm going to do this anyway, so I might as well help myself out. So it could be an early bath today, but you don't need much. And this paper is the Arches French stuff that before 10 minutes before I sat down, I sprayed it. I thought it'd be nice if the paper had a little bit of dampness to it, so that you get that nice flow, you know, everything flows, but it seems to have disappeared. But anyhow, it's definitely a shady bit over on her cheeks. Just looking for shadows. That's better. And I've just sprayed it again, and it's given it a more of a subtle, softer feel to it. I'll put a bit in on the eyelids. I'm conscious that forgot what I was conscious of now. It's a bit like last week. I was halfway through saying something, and I remember what it was afterwards, like Chrissy said it would, and I think I've forgotten about what it was now.
Oh gosh.
It was related to slugs. I'm becoming what's the word? Fixated with the flipping things. I think what I'll do actually is I'm looking at her hair as well, see if I can find the shadowy bits of her hair, anything that's dark or in some sort of shadow. There's a bit just around here, isn't there? I'm just looking at this doodah.
I haven't got mine, it's in my hand.
What's that? She's got hair like you.
No, no, sorry.
Have you got, I was going to say, I can't remember you with a red streak through your hair.
No, no.
I tell you, this Union Jack thing's taken over.
Yeah.
I thought Brian May was good. That was a brilliant start to that concert.
Yeah, it was.
Because that harks back to the other Jubilee where he,
Yeah.
the golden one, where he was on top of the palace, wasn't he? Or something,
Roof.
he was on the roof, wasn't he? I thought they were talking to him earlier, and I felt quite chuffed in a way because he's got a bigger pot belly than I have. I thought to myself, oh, he's on fish and chips regular. He had a shirt on and a little paunch there. I thought, hey, easy life. Just find some shadows. Put your hand down on the thing and rest it. Business as usual. I can't wait for Prime Minister's questions tomorrow. That is just going to be. Actual fact, I will have to. Kira wrote to me last night.
Okay, that was a nice
Yeah.
one.
Saying what a nice guy he was and that. Told you. I told you so. And I know I was thinking, if I was you, I'd say nothing. Just don't even mention it. Concentrate on other stuff. Let them wallow in their own poo. I think they're doing a good enough job on their own. They don't really need anyone else to point out. My MP, Christopher Chope, said they're all idiots running around like headless chickens.
Yeah.
I thought, he's obviously a Boris fan. Right, And I know I put some shady bits in the mouth as well. Not easy. Not easy. Deciding the because her teeth are naturally off-white. Decidedly smokers, isn't it? You know. Remember those days?
Mhm.
Many moons ago.
Everyone used to smoke, didn't they? Well, it seemed like it when I was growing up.
Trendy.
Then I suddenly thought, well, maybe it's the bloody places you go in that everyone, you're going to the same places, you know, the places where everyone's the same as you, want to smoke. And it's just when you look back and you think, crikey, places that people used to smoke was quite, I've just added a little bit more blue here and there.
Well, there
Where-
wasn't many drugs, was there? Now it's all drugs.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was it. It's this time of year, isn't it, that I used to go to Pine Walk, Bournemouth Gardens for the summer, you know, all those months.
Mm.
It was like May to September, and it was so it's just awful. All these kids doing drug deals in amongst the pine trees in the
Dreadful.
right in the middle of
Mm.
Bournemouth.
You can buy it on the old internet now as well, can't you? They're selling online now.
Oh.
No,
Mad world.
wow. Well, it is sometimes. Last night I was out walking the dog in the evening, and there were loads of people, well, quite a few people, sitting on the grass at the park, and there's always a group of lads there, like, and I said to Mel, what I do, I carry a bag in the back of my pocket, you know, because I know usually if they're sat there having a chat and maybe kicking a ball around, having a bit of fun, it invariably means in the morning when I get there, there's broken glass and cans everywhere.
Mm.
And I said to Mel, better make sure I bring me carrier bag in the morning. And I was quite pleasantly surprised this morning. There were none.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah, because Christchurch Council and like a lot of councils in their wisdom got rid of all the waste bins.
Mm.
There's, even though there are two over in that park. One is in the children's play area, which I don't go in, and there is another one sort of hidden away. So you can understand in a way that people kind of don't. Not only do they not bother, they can't find them anyway. They're hidden, sort of secretly stashed away. So extra finish here.
Yeah, that looks fine.
Mm.
I've got a little bit of well, that's the problem. If you do a neatish sketch, you can get to the stage very quickly where you think, oh, that's quite contemporary. I'll leave. I'll stay where we are. Now that wasn't supposed to be happen, was it? I was after a little bit of a pinky colour there. What's happened to me? Oh, sort of, that's better. I was thinking lipstick then, not suntan. Just at that early stage at the moment where I'm just thinking, add a few ground, it's like just setting the scene, isn't it? I'm going to pinch a little brush with just clean water on it and see if I can. Yesterday when I was sketching it, I thought, ah, her lips don't do what you think they do. You know, when you start off, you look at it, you naturally think a lip goes all the way along, but hers isn't. It's not in this right hand corner. It's not doing that. It's not. It stops there. I think I might have. Yeah, and it comes down over the cigarette, doesn't it? So I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget that. Very good. And it goes there as well. And the shadow in that bit. My next task. Just mix up some nice light. Don't need this. Get rid of this. Got last week's willow colour. See if I can get rid of that. Don't mind a bit of yellow, but I don't want to go mad. I thought I've got two colours. There's peach. It's quite funny, isn't it? The St. Petersburg guys. You've got a flesh tone, and then you've got the peach. And I'm thinking, I quite often use the peach. Such a nice light tone. If you need some more water in it, all I want to do is said these brushes are deceptive. Next stage, I think I'm going to clean water everywhere apart from the eyes and perhaps the lips. See, there's still a bit of that paint in there, even though I've just emptied it out on the. Just want to put a nice subtle wash. Watch me earrings. You can hear her saying. And hopefully I can pick up some of that and drop it in. Just look for shady bits. There's always a white. I think I'm starting to spot these. There's always a white bit, the forehead, and the nose. The watch is getting a bit jaundiced. Well, what we can do is I'll put a bit of lemon yellow in, an Alzerian crimson, and mix up a nice flesh tone of your own. Just find some darker bits. Just think it's nicer if you make it damp and let the water do some work, do its stuff. Just drop it on. Because it's damp, the water should can see this paper though. It's not. I know I keep whinging about it and keep using it, going back to using it, but it definitely, the paint just sits there. It's sitting on the top. You can see it there. It's a big. If that's Bockingford or something like that, it just disappears. Pinky bits there. Lovely subtle eyelids. It's I've got a sponge on my desk I've been using as a blotter, you know, lifting paint off and just using the sponge. Don't know if anyone else has have a go. The only thing about it is I noticed as well, if you don't swill it out, then of course when you put your brush on it, you pick up old paint from previous paintings. Come on, Dot. Shows you. Doodles. Didn't know what colour to do a background. Didn't really enter my mind actually. Let that sort itself out. I know I keep saying it, but the paintings that these watercolor, I thought I knew quite a bit about watercolors, but the amount of change in, you know, the subtle tweaks and changes in the image and the painting, well, 2 days later after it's all really dried back. It's quite amazing. Let's go. Don't know why I'm drawn to the cobalt blue. Just let it swish in. Carol told me, if anyone else.
Oh,
Well done, Carol.
yeah, I'll get the blame for that. Oh dear.
It's nice blue, isn't it? We can always add a little bit of crimson over on this side. You can hear this paper. Now I just made that wet. I can hear it. You can sense it. It's gone all tart, taut, dry even. I was thinking tart as in sour, bitter, not as in a woman of the night, a lady of the night. Yeah. Thing about it is, if you put brush strokes that you need to avoid, because they're flipping, don't disappear. The only way to do it is to spray it. Got to be careful. The other day I was it a couple of weeks back? I'm spraying it and it was the flipping glass lens cleaner. I've done it so often now, it's become a regular thing. And this bottle doesn't squish. This one, so no wonder I thought I was spraying the paper and you want no coming out. Hang on a minute. Do it over the bucket. I'll just top this one up with the water out of that one. Ridiculous, isn't it? You have to get sort of 4 of everything to get one of that works. Got 2 spray bottles. Only one's, oh, it seems to have sorted itself out now. Thank you. What I do know, you just, the amount of, the way it dries and changes is quite astounding, really. Do I need this big mop brush? Don't think so. Tell you, going for an early lunch.
Mm. Mhm.
Well, maybe the moral is with a bit of that purple, cobalt blue, and a bit of the other blue, whatever you've got in your palette. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've been watching that because the what's her name, Gentleman Jack, finished on Sunday nights. So the BBC have got a new series of the Outlaws. God, that's, I never watched the first series, so well, I didn't think I did, but luckily it's still on iPlayer. So I've spent the last couple of nights watching, catch up on series 1 of the Outlaws, and put a bit dark down there. You know, it's only after you've watched, I've got to number 6 out of the 6 of 6, and I thought, you know what, I'm sure I've watched this before. It's amazing. I do this all the time. Even as a kid, I used to be able to go to the cinema and watch the same film 3 weeks later and not have a clue what was going on. I focus intently at the time, and then it just goes out my head. It's brilliant.
Useful.
What you say? I'm stupid?
No.
Who are you calling thick?
Yeah.
Yeah, dear. There you go. Well done, June. You're looking good, love. So I think it's a combination of, I did put a little hint of the cobalt blue in her eyes, and I've still got, I don't know what, do you know, next time I put some green in here, I'll make a mental note of what it is. Or no, that's no good. I have to write it down, because I'm blowed if I know what greens they are. It's where I need one of those marl sticks. I'll dry it off in a minute with a hairdryer. Maybe. Maybe not. Don't want it too dark. Just a bit of green. Now she's staring at you. Hello, what do you want? I think actually looking at her, trouble is, doesn't matter what I say. If you look at a photo, there's no definite proof that the colours in it are accurate. They're a guide, but I just looked at it then. I thought, well, looking at her eye, just going to take a bit of that off with a damp brush. Use my trusty sponge to take the excess off. Okay. Funny how things develop, isn't it? Now I'm using a sponge. Whereas years ago, I'd clip a piece of paper to the board. I still do it sometimes, put a tissue at the top. So I just noticed, or I'm going to use a rigger with better point, bit of raw sienna Seems to have a little bit of a raw sienna. Ah, that's too much. Don't matter. Little a sort of yellowy raw sienna glow to her eyes. Maybe not. But it's watercolor, isn't it? So what we say, we know it's going to fade back into the paper. Or we can lift it off. Green and Algerian crimson gives us a really nice dark. Just going to drop a bit in for now. I'm going to have to lift her eyelet, a white dot in her eye at some point. Shame. But while I've got it on the brush, see if I can find some extra. Usual stuff, in it. Clean water, make a line, and drop some paint in. See what happens. It's all right. I'm only using a rigger, so. And it's, like I say, it is flipping annoying that this paper doesn't soak up the water when you put it on. Look, I'll do it here on this eyebrow. Add a little bit of the burnt umber. A little bit. Just wanted a little bit, mate. Not a dollop. It's the trouble when you top your palette up. So used to having hard paint to play with, so you have to scrub it to get any paint on your brush. When you've got a little, when it's sort of neat, it comes as a bit of a surprise. I don't know what I'm doing here, man. Might have to lighten that. It would just look darker there, that's all. Lovely. Ah, look, it's all run. See what I mean about that water? See what I mean? Yeah, it's got crow lines now, crow's feet, yeah. Big time. Horrible paper. But I'm determined to use it up. Just try and stick some. Thought that was flesh, but it's not. Bum 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 bum. Just to show that I'm no slouch at this. I'm gonna mix up some more. A little bit of lemon yellow. And a little smidgen of Algerian crimson, or rose madder's better. The stuff we want is the stuff that's got the word permanent in it. Remember? Algerian crimson fades very quickly. Look how much is paint in that brush, it's incredible. Always need to test it on the side first. No, see, it's too dark. I wanted it nice. Try a different brush. Soak up as much paint. Lost me rigger then. Bit of yellow. Let's mix up a watch. Nice bit of red. And loads of water. thin it down. Okay. I think spray ball back. Get some nice tones. I'll try again. Clean water. It's not clean. Just want it to do a nice. Not as pinky as I would like it to have been. Like being a makeup artist, isn't it? It's going to fade back, isn't it? Yes, please fade back. And there's a little hint of no, it was Frank Butcher, wasn't it? I was thinking of earlier. Pat, I love you, Pat. Can't remember his name. Comedian now.
Mike Reed, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Frank Reed, wasn't it? Tragic life he had as well, wasn't it? Just goes to show. All that success, and his son killed himself, didn't he? Or something? Didn't have a lot of dude. Clean water. When in doubt, soften it down. Same over here. Same, I want it here as well. Clean water, soften it down. Tell you, we're going for an early lunch. And I want some on the bottom. Mind you, it's got the hairdo yet. My flesh tone's not as pinky as I think it should be, which is fatal for me. Because I'll be looking at it later thinking, if I wash this off, wash that off. But I think the overall effect's going to be all right. It's a watercolor, not
Okay.
an oil painting. I want some shadow to put in here. Thin line of colour in the water. That was supposed to be a thin line of colour, but it came out a bit thick. So look at it. If you're not happy, get a bit of tissue. What you need is something I haven't got. Oh yes, I have. A fresh tissue with a straight line on it. I'll change my water to a cleaner version. See how fast this this paper absorbs paint. Look, it absorbs paint really quick, but water sits on the surface. So frustrating. So all I wanted to do was put the straight edge of the tissue on and lift it off a bit. But it's already in that. Oh, it's not too bad. Not as bad as I thought, but it's definitely soaked in more than I wanted it to. Not too bad. Pat, Pat, I love you, Pat. That's starting me off now. I'm on the wrong actress. Let's do always lift some of that off. It's a nice colour, isn't it? I'm being naughty now because I'm not actually looking at the photograph. Just going with how I feel it should look. Don't want any more on there. Make that
Dave,
yellow.
it's sorry, Dave, it's my departure time. So I will say thank you and wish everybody a good week and see you next time.
I'm looking forward to.
Bye, Joyce.
Bye, Joyce.
Bye
Oh, bye,
then.
Joyce.
Bye.
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 Here's Joyce. If Joyce does half as good as this that she did with Hedy Lamarr, we're in for a treat. So I just noticed, I was looking on, uploaded a couple of images this morning, and one of them was Joyce's, and I always put it on the gallery and then just double check that it is actually there. And the one that she did of Hedy Lamarr really stands out on the, as you flick through, you know, look really good. Absolutely. Looks awesome. Got to be careful, haven't you? Because you end up, what's the word? Tinkering. As soon as you start doing that, you've had it. It's all right if you, in oils, it's got to be a lot easier, isn't it? Because you can just whack a load of paint on it and just lift it off subtly. Which is all I'm doing here. Just using the brush to tease out where the highlights are.
So what is that colour? I missed that, sorry. What did you mix up?
Show you in a sec.
Okay.
Show you. I'll be right there. Missed a bit here where the fag is. What you want about the flesh, yeah?
Yeah, what you've just put on, that brighter colour.
Yeah, lemon yellow
Right.
and the red, but just kept adding a bit more red so it's brighter.
Okay.
And it just works. You can see it's the same as
Oh,
that.
God.
Yeah, it looks like that. Looks brighter, but then what I've been doing is spraying water into it to lighten it up.
Right.
So then when you put it on the, hang on, 2 seconds. Bit scrap paper. Yeah, it started off looks quite, but when you put it, you add water to it, you can get that softness to it, which is why what I've been doing is whack it in some clean water, whacking clean water on the image, say like there, and then just dropping the paint on, dropping some paint on, let it do its stuff, and then just lifting it off gently with a brush, with with my tissue, so I can just lift it off. Alternatively, you can put in a rigger. You can just sort of put clean water on the rigger and just feather the paint underneath, or where it's like I've got dry line there, but I could just clean water it and just smooth it out. Just let it smooth down. I mean, that's gone a bit silly there, but it's still damp enough to lift a bit off. It's a bit of a faff, really. You sort of decide which brush to lift. one brush I lift quite a lot off, and another one won't. If you can get it, you know, you can just subtly lift it off while it's damp. And form the, I suppose what you're trying to do is try and get some depth in it. Well, that's what I'm looking at. Smooth it down. It's a bit dark there. Lift out. When and the other thing you can do if you want to get a lot off, it's just, or you want it to flow a little bit more, is like say use a spray bottle and just spray it on, spray it around. Try and get some of those subtle bits back, which is nice with if you use white. We were doing it before, wasn't I? I was putting a layer of white on, and then with the white underneath or on top, you can sort of blend it. I've gone away from that lately, but it's still an option. It's quite nice. You can sort of play around. Right. Let her wallow in her fag for a minute. I'll get a bit more of the red. No, that's not red, Dave. That's the other red. Burnt umber one. How much is paint these days? Is it not like petrol, is it? I'm in trouble. That was frustrating, wasn't it? Nice burnt umber. Little hint of that. The red. I keep calling it red, but it's not. It's rose madder or carmine. Anything like carmine is sort of that type of colour, isn't it? Really soft. Off red. I think what I might do, yeah, not what I might, what I am just about to do is, again, clean water and just go over the whole of the head.
I
Hair.
think the postman might be around.
Just clean water. I'm just want to get that sort of position where you can just drop paint in and then add some burnt sienna to that. Should give me a nice reddish colour for a minute. Hopefully I can spot where some of the could look like a bit like David Bowie at the moment. This brush holds so much paint. It's ridiculous. It is bordering on bloody ridiculous. Are we developing a style? That's what I want to know. I thought of what we were doing before Carol, was where you just throw lots of different colours at it and have a bit of fun, you know. Chickened out. Well, if the theory's anywhere near, colour theory's anywhere near correct, add a little bit of blue to that colour, should give me that off. A bit too much now, but hey ho. Well, this brush doesn't take prisoners gently.
Oh dear.
Definitely interesting. Let's try this. Is this stiffer? No, that's not right. Stick with it. Keep going with the flow. Perhaps a little bit of burnt umber. Trying to get that sort of nice. It's not grey, but it's not brown. It's sort of it's a dark hair colour that I can drop in. I did put some pencil lines underneath where I thought the dark bits of the hair were. Come on, Dot. Are you coming? Are you going to form? So I made it wet first so that I could, well, push it around. There's some highlights there, isn't there? But what I'll do is, you just sort of wait until the paint's at a certain, till it's sort of not dry but off. You'll know, and then you can just sort of lift a bit off. Don't forget me roots. Funny, that browny colour that I used earlier on is sort of gone a bit grey, a bit green. Didn't know that happened. As I say, you can spend, as an ex-hairdresser, you know, you
Mm.
spent quite some time preening,
Mhm.
getting it right, how you want it. And then the customer says, well, do you think you could just, and as soon as they say that, can you
Yeah.
just,
Can you just
oh,
do this? Yeah.
here we go. There's another 3 hours. Bloke next door was talking about his daughters are both, well, his wife and, bless her soul, was a hairdresser.
Mm.
And he's saying his daughters are both hairdressers, so, but they get paid really poorly
Yeah.
as a hair. There's no sort of serious money in it. What if you're the salon owner, I suppose, and I don't know, makes sense.
I think they make you make it up with your tips if you get any.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know whether you have to declare all that now. Pay tax on it.
Sort of thing I'd ask one. They'd probably get a thump.
Mm.
Something that they just do. Do you know what? Earlier on this morning, I was just sat here tidying up my brushes. The ones that I'm probably not going to need or put away back in the rack. And one of them, or both of them, from last week were the fan brushes. And it's just come to my mind that what I need here is a couple of fan brushes. Is a fan brush it's just clean water, try and make the hairline a bit more subtle, but it doesn't. It's so frustrating, this paper. It doesn't, it kind of doesn't do what you want it to. Just a bit of tissue. It is grey underneath. See what I mean? As soon as I do that, I lift it off, the grey is there. So the colour theories sort of worked. Just need a few doodah highlighted bits. I need a bit more. I suppose it's double-edged thing really, because you want the paper to stay damp so that you can continue working with it for quite a while. So it's working in that respect. I don't know why I'm using a rigger here. Well, I've got that rubbish colour on. Just going to a few. Teasy bits there. A bit there. And a bit in there. Where the shadow of her mouth is. Still need to add a little bit of gloss to their hair. Well, it's a bit bright at the moment, but I'll lift a bit off. It's just no, it's not. It's because I want it to. I'd like it to be obvious that it is an ear, not part of the hair. It's okay. Same there. You just put a little bit of colour on, then you can tease it around. See the way it's drying back though? They were all,
Oh,
it was all yuck earlier. Now what I was going to do was say, let's get the fan brush.
oh God.
No, just for a bit of,
Oh,
just to see if I could add a little bit more of a few lines. Seem to be working, especially down here. She probably paid a lot for that hairdo.
mm.
Oh no, it'd be on set, wouldn't it? It'd be the yeah,
I
probably
think
be
you could do
makeup
it in,
on.
yeah, with the pastels, I think would work quite well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So mingle the colours in better.
Well, it's possible. You could use it, yeah,
Yeah.
do what you did before and use a combination of the two.
Too, yeah. So I did on the painting I did last week. I put some on.
Yeah. I quite
Can
like
you-
this. It's not my. The thing about painting ladies is you can have a bit of fun with the lipstick as well. You can change the whole thing. The whole painting changes if you change the lipstick colour. Well, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a good. I mean, we all know, but there's a lot of people that watch these videos later on that aren't here on a Tuesday morning, but the basis of it is, you know, to have a go. And not bad, not bad. Not, no, see that bit on the corner of the mouth, to me, is more of a fleshy colour. So add a bit of yellow to that. Red. Lemon yellow and that crimson works really well for flesh. Yeah, all those folks you've had, Dot, they've ruined your teeth. Love. Bit of fleshy colour in there, I think. And add a bit of burnt umber to that. Flesh. It's always the same mix of colours though, isn't it? It's, to me, it's quite remarkable how few colours you actually need to get all the tones that you need. See, like, well, you say you could paint the whole picture of one colour, really. It's a good exercise to do. I can't say I've often done it. How are we getting on, Chris? You're still
here. I'm still watching.
anything good? Anything good in the post?
I didn't get as far as going downstairs. I just looked. No good shouting at Ralph because he's deaf. He can't hear me. So I just have to let him get on with it. He'll just keep barking.
Yeah, I tend not to say much. James he starts shouting a bit and Mel, Mum, sort that blooming dog out and all that. But I just figure, well, it's a bloody dog. It's it hasn't got any other way of talking. It can't say, excuse me, there's someone at the door or something like that. It's just a dog. It barks.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
let it
guarding
do
the house.
Let it do its stuff.
Mm.
I think you'll enjoy doing this.
Mhm.
I'm sure you will,
Just gotta
especially when you
paint
get to the hair,
Mm.
because you can. I can imagine spending
Titillating.
it's painting in itself. But yeah, because there are a lot of lovely dark areas where you can use up the you know, the dark paint that you make mixed up. What was the color I said earlier? That carmine rose, red rose or whatever, crimson with green in it. And it don't have to come out with a lovely dark tone. If you're scared, either add a bit of blue or burnt umber to it, and it'll go, you know, off. It won't be green at all. It'll be a really strong color. But I mean, you can spend as long as you like. Well, as much time as you can afford, really. Add in subtle
And a chocolate biscuit for ages.
finishing bits,
Yeah,
finishing
man,
bits to
chocolate
there.
biscuit for ages. No. Mm.
Add a bit.
No.
If you're in doubt,
Could have
bit
done.
of clean water on and let it flush down. I think that bit could do with lifting off there, but I'm not going to get too upset about it. And I could spread this over. A little bit of grey there. Didn't need to do that. Subtle, subtle. Go for subtle. Yeah, well done. This is all about decisions, isn't it? It's a bit like a game of chess. If I put that bit of colour there, then add clean water into it, what happens? That's quite nice. I don't know about you guys, but when you're doing these, when you do a portrait, you don't want to make. Maybe I'm just a gentleman. I don't want to make the person look. Well, obviously, it's in my eyes, look wrong or ugly. I was going to say, but you know what I mean. I suppose the proper thing to say is you want to do them justice. But the problem is when you're painting, you can sense, you can see the faults, feel the faults in the person. So you've got power. We are gods. Oh, that's a bit brash. We're artists first, but we do have a little bit of. Can I put a bit down here? Why not? A little bit of paint there. Clean water. Yeah. Dave's got the rigger on there. And just pull it away from there. Right. A little bit more. Once you start doing this, it can go on and on and on. I'm not sure, looking at it, where to put this next blob of colour. Well, no, because I've got some colour on the brush, so I'm just putting it and then just clean water in it around. Because there's no hard dividing the line between. That's no, it was the wrong colour. It's too brown. I wanted it to be the more pinky red. Still puts brown on there. Oh, have your own way. Do what you want. Clean water. Just subtly flush it away. Blend it in, I think I meant to say there. Push it. Do a lot. Well, I think out of nothing, I've got something. It's not the colours that I'm totally expected to get. But as it dries back, it will change quite a lot. There was a turn, there was a spot over. Use that brush. I'll show you the colour of my water in a minute.
Dave, I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going over to see Kathy for lunch. I don't know.
Lunchy again.
Thank you very much. I'll try and find time this week to do it. But pretty full on week.
You're here next week, aren't you?
Yes.
Because I switched Ralph over, was supposed to be today. And then I thought you were away, so I switched it over.
Oh, I see. You can. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, so next, because you said I think we were on, weren't you? And you sort of said, "Oh, I won't be here." Oh no.
Well, no, we were away. Anne and Gordon and I, we were all away. Came back yesterday.
Yeah.
We're away again on Friday.
Oh.
So, you'll be here next Tuesday, though.
We'll be here next Tuesday. Well,
yes.
I will. I'm assuming.
No, I will as well.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Rolf next Tuesday. Rolf.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Really want to have a go
Well,
at this one, so we'll have to find time between now and then.
Carol says she wanted to do a pet picture as well. So
Okay.
the other week.
Yeah. Well, Carol, we know how good you are at drawing dogs, so.
Oh, I don't know.
Inspiration.
I will try.
Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Dave.
then.
Okay.
Bye, Chris. Bye, Chris.
Yeah. Bye.
I think I'm not far off where I want to be with this at the moment, because I want it, like I say, I like it to dry off, set the tone, set the scene. Shouldn't have done that, Dave. That's all right.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
And it's just that portraits or these sort of things are nicer when they've dried off a bit, and then you can suddenly see a few extra bits to tighten up, like at the moment, her earrings and things like that. Well, that would benefit from a blob of white anyway. And the background needs a few tweaks as well. Puts a hint of extra blue. But you can see I can, as it's drying back, I'll be able to tighten it all up. and because that's what I'm like, us. And there's bits around here. Paper's not that good for scrubbing, you know, rubbing about, because it will lift. So you've got to be careful with this particular one anyway. It's a painting, isn't it? Have a look. Oh yeah, it's a bit caricatured at the moment. Quite sure how I can adjust that. Probably just clean water and just put some subtle softness. Yeah. Right. You lot can have a go as well now. I was going to show you my water, how clean it is. So I've done some work. That's that one. And when I changed it, I changed it for that one.
That looked like your tea then.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. What could we do? One
Good.
thing I was. It's not my finest hour, but it was always going to be a bit of a 2 and 8. But it would they dry back, and when they dry, they're totally flipping different. The lines that you see that you don't like now suddenly become less important. A few bits there. It's really frustrating. A few bits there. Just lift it off. I haven't bothered with her shirt much. Use up a bit of paint just to say that it's going to have something on it at some point. Bit of that was supposed to be blue. Just dab it on for now. And I'll tighten that up at some point. And there's a bit of flesh tone there, which won't be there later. And that'll tighten the neck up. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And the cigarette, I'm not sure whether to put a bit of solid white or something like that on there as well. I think I might just add a little bit of flesh tone into this area. Just blur it a bit. Just try it. It's still soaking wet, this picture. That's it. I'm bored.
Had enough.
Moving on.
Moving.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, actually. I'm quite pleased with that.
No, it's good.
I'm not sure if the sometimes the light changes in this room, and the image.
Oh gosh, that looks a lot. Oh,
Yeah, it's difficult to get the right one. See, I can make it go darker, and one thing or another. It just looks a bit faint there, and it's not quite as faint as it. I'm sure it's not that faint. Now I'm looking at it. I'm not sure. I think that's more like it.
oh gosh, quite dark.
Yeah, that's about spot on. That's the painting I'm seeing.
Right.
Yes, very good.
Mm.
Well, it's a pink.
It looks like dot cotton. I like all the different colours in it. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it is
only
nice.
It's a warm up, isn't it, for the real thing?
Oh gosh.
Now, when it dries back, I'll put the highlights
Mm.
back in her eyes and warm a few bits up. But it is a bloody watercolor at the end of the day, so I'm never going to get it looking photographic. Got the thing around it. Always using the green one. Huh? Usually changes them a bit, doesn't it?
Mm.
There's a few pencil lines in it as well that need to come out. And I might have a little play with the background. If I haven't got nothing to do after doing this on Tuesday morning, then it's time to call it a day, because you're getting, I want to have, I need to have more to do. But the basics there, the base is there, ready to move on.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'll be quite happy with that.
Yeah.
I find if I go back in, I muck it all up. I don't know why.
Nah, you'll be all right.
Well, it's just a drawing, isn't it? That's what we've got to get right.
Yeah, that's what I say. If you spend a bit of time on the sketch, like I did this time, I don't always do it, but this time I put a lot of lines where I thought the shadowy bits should be, you know. And like it says, you know.
Good.
Well, what happened there? I lost the picture. Oh, not bad for time. I couldn't have
Pretty
done.
good.
Yeah.
They'll sing song now.
Yeah.
Mm. Can you play Queen?
Who?
Queen.
Yeah, I want to break free. I want to. It's easy. It goes on like that for
Oh, dear.
We used to do that one.
Where's the fireworks?
No, I can't remember. I get.
Yeah, it's
Very
good.
good.
I find that interesting.
Oh, did you all watch the concert? Did you? Did you watch it,
Yeah.
Pauline?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had recorded it because I didn't get in time, so I whizzed through a couple of things that like the younger stuff that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. Good the way they got the crowd going. Like
Yeah.
with Rod Stewart when he sang. Not that I thought he was that good, but when he did Sweet Caroline, everybody.
I think he had a job singing that. I thought he
Yeah,
would have done
But
We
it
Are
wasn't
Sailing. It
one
would
of
have
his
been.
songs, was it? I don't think he was too.
Well,
happy
I
with
read
that either.
somewhere that the BBC made him do that.
That's right, they did. Yeah.
It's a bit
Yeah, I read
unfair.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
any of his other songs, they would have got the crowd going, wouldn't
Yeah. Yeah.
His voice isn't very strong anymore, is it?
No.
they? No.
It's lost.
No.
It's lost it.
Uh,
It wasn't very strong originally.
No.
No.
He
That's
suits
part of
a
his thing,
certain
isn't it?
kind of song, doesn't he? Sort of.
But don't you think the ones that were singing with not too much music came over better? The
Yeah.
ones that were really loud,
Yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't sound as good as it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause it-
I thought Diana Ross was going to fall down those stairs.
yeah. Gosh, how old do you think she is now?
I googled it and she's 78.
78, yeah.
Oh gosh. She's had a lot of work done though. They all have their faces done, don't
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
You can't tell by their faces, can you?
No.
Sharon Osbourne's had even more work, hasn't she?
Oh, was she? Oh.
I noticed, I mean, she's always had
Isn't it?
Supremes in the background anyway, but I noticed it at certain points it was difficult to tell if it was her singing or the background singer singing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I know Paul McCartney does it as well.
yeah, that's
He's
right.
got a guy that sings very much like him, so
Yeah,
he can sing at the same time as him.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Takes the
better.
pressure off
Then
him.
have a bit of a break.
Love, love me do,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
got his mate going, love, love me do. It's very
Oh.
Yeah,
well, it's fair enough.
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
my voice
Good.
is strong now. It's an age thing. It
Yeah,
Your
fizzles out.
voice.
they can't keep it up, can they?
No.
I got you.
Where is it? I saw Shirley
I
Bassey. She sung, was it at one of the awards? And she was still good,
I
wasn't
think,
she?
yeah, she's still good. And Tom Jones, he's still,
Yeah, they should have had him on, shouldn't
yeah, yeah. But,
A lot of, yeah,
yeah.
Cliff turned up.
they? Oh
On
yeah,
the
bless
bus,
him.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh God, because he was terrible, wasn't he? At the other Jubilee, the one before.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was really out
Yeah,
of
they all
tune.
struggle a bit, don't they, when they
Well,
get
I think it's
older?
because they have to shout, don't you? They're
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
because of the music. I mean,
That's
Diana
right.
Ross, you could hardly hear her, could you,
Yeah,
at times?
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
you know, if you're in a room, a hall, or whatever, the sound
Oh,
goes round. It's contained and it bounces back
Yeah.
outside. It just goes off.
Yeah.
You don't know where it is.
Oh,
So
Yeah, I thought Ed Sheeran was
No.
good because he only had his guitar, didn't he? And his
that's
voice.
right. Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
he there? I didn't even notice.
No, he was
Well,
there the following day after the
on the
parade,
pageant.
wasn't
I
it?
fell asleep on that one.
Oh, I got a bit bored through it. Some of it.
Actually,
I
I
sat
did.
and watched it.
Yeah, I
At
did.
the end,
but
I felt quite depressed. I don't know why. I thought, oh, I've
I
been
did-
sitting here
I
all,
did turn it
down.
over about an hour before it finished, but then I missed the Queen. But then I saw it on the news
Hmm.
later on that night.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
so yeah,
Well, you
Yeah.
had that Claire Baldwin
The,
waffling
Vanna
on that as
Bottom.
well.
yeah,
can't talk over
yeah,
her.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm not that fond of her.
no, but it was all right though, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it did go on a long time. I did think about the royal family. Did you spot that behind? I think it was
Oh,
behind
that-
Giles. That woman
Yeah.
nodded off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
God.
coloured
I
lady,
thought-
wasn't it?
Yeah,
And I thought,
surprised nobody
yeah.
picked up on that.
I laughed at Camilla waving her flag. She looked really,
Going for it.
oh God, they seemed to enjoy the next day better, didn't they? The
Yeah,
pageant.
yeah. But it was a long time to sit there, wasn't it? Like
It
you say,
was.
you got a bit bored and I got a bit bored, but
Mm.
for them, they had to sit there the whole time.
And you think of the royal kids, they'd been out to Wales, hadn't they? They had a really long day.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they were well behaved, weren't they?
yeah,
Except the
they
little-
were. Yeah, he stuck
that's
his
not-
like that. didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's just kids, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Miles would get fed up doing all
Yeah.
sitting through all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice, good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It's a lovely occasion.
it was.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just a shame when they were in the church, like Peter said, oh, I can't stand this singing, because you can't hear what they're singing when the choir, where they were
Yeah.
singing and then they were singing on top of them, weren't they? That's what I thought.
I didn't.
I don't
see
know
all
what
of
that's
it, but,
called. I don't
yeah.
know what
Didn't
that's.
see the church.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one.
Yeah,
Right, I'm going to have to go.
yeah. My
Yeah,
stomach's
well,
grumbling.
yeah.
They say my tummy's
Lunch is calling.
Yeah, my tummy's calling.
We'll
Yeah,
be back next week.
yeah. See what we can do.
Next week.
Painting
Yeah.
Ralphie, that'll be
Okay.
fun.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah,
bye,
okay then.
everybody.
Have a good
Thanks
weekend.
so much, Dave.
Cheers, and you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Bye.
Thanks, Dave. Bye.
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 Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.